crypto exchange Kraken will immediately end its crypto staking as a service platform for U.S. customers and pay $30 million to settle SEC charges that offered unregistered securities. Staking, of course, is the process by which proof of stake blockchain networks like Ethereum maintain their security. And we're going to bring in CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who's also the editor of CoinDesk's State of Crypto newsletter, with more. All right, Nick, so this SEC decision confirms a scoop you reported on earlier. Give us a timeline of what happened.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, so yesterday around 2 p.m. Eastern, we reported that this was going to happen, that Kraken would agree to shutter its staking operations. And it's worth noting that this is U.S. only. It's not shuttering its operations for staking customers in other countries. They can continue; they're unaffected. U.S. customers are the only ones affected by this decision. But yeah, yesterday at 2 o'clock or so, we reported that this was going to happen, and a little past 3 o'clock, the SEC confirmed it. The regulators sued Kraken in a federal California court and announced the terms of the settlement a little bit after that. And then shortly after that, the IRS got involved and sued, or petitioned rather, a court to enforce a summons that it made to Kraken. So rough day for Kraken.
Rough day for Kraken.
And it's not just. Also, too, there was something happened with Paxos. This story, the Paxos story, is a little bit different in that it doesn't seem clear why they're being investigated. Correct?
Right. So this is a different story by us. Yeah, the New York Department of Financial Services is looking into Paxos, which is the issuer of the Pax Dollar, USDP, and the Binance USD stablecoins. The scope of the investigation at this point is unclear, but it's happening. And Paxos has been in the news for a little bit now. There have been rumors, so far I think not really substantiated rumors, but rumors nonetheless, that the Office of the Control of the Currency, a federal banking regulator that issued Paxos a provisional bank charter about 2 years ago, was going to ask it to withdraw its bid. Paxos, of course, has denied this. So, at this point, I think that's where we are. We're just waiting to see if the OCC does take any action. But the fact that there is an investigation by a state regulator does suggest that Paxos is under a bit more scrutiny than we might otherwise expect.
Okay, well, just backtracking a bit back to that Kraken conversation. So you say that they were fined $30 million. So can you walk us through where this fine come from?
Yeah, so according to the SEC, this is the basically a penalty is some pre-deduction interest. It's the disgorgement, meaning sending back some of the funds the funds that Kraken received as part of this program. In the SEC's view, what Kraken did was basically offer unregistered securities. So they're saying that the offering of a staking service or staking as a service program is in and of itself the offering of unregistered securities. And in its lawsuit, the agency pointed out that Kraken was not basing the staking rewards on the actual protocol's staking rewards. It was making the determination of what to give their investors on its own, which some lawyers, I think, on Twitter have said is probably a significant factor here. If Kraken had just sent back the protocol layer rewards, it might have been a different outcome. But the fact that Kraken was saying, all right, yeah, we'll offer you a yield of up to whatever, seems to have determined, not just the suit, but also probably some of that $30 million fine.
Yeah, Nick, it seems in Gensler's video yesterday that he put out, he was saying that essentially that the point he made was not your keys, not your crypto, sounding like very much like, I don't know, like Meltem Demirors and what have you in that respect. But also just kind of like saying that this isn't the same thing. This isn't that they just made it so that you can stake it directly. In fact, they were just taking the coins and serving as a middleman, giving you whatever yield they were going to give you, and then earning whatever yield they were going to get, almost acting like a bank would when they take in your deposit, pay you pay you an interest and then go out and lend it in a mortgage, and then they make the vig. That's kind of what he was getting at, correct? So in other words, if I'm just like regular Joe and I want to stake my 32 ETH or whatever, I could still do that. That's not what's being banned. It's using Kraken as the intermediary, correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much exactly how things seem to have shaken out right now. It is worth noting that Kraken, as part of the settlement, didn't, admit to or deny the charges. So, as far as precedent goes, this is just kind of, I'm sure we'll see more cases like this. We were talking about this yesterday. I'm sure we're going to see the SEC use this as an example. But my understanding is that there's not really a huge legal precedent from this. Companies that might have questions need to either talk to the SEC or wait for the SEC to knock. But yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happened. If you want to stake on your own, if you want to run your own node or whatever, so far I think you should be able to. It does not appear that all staking in the US is under attack at this point. It's just that if you are a intermediary, if you're a company, then the SEC is going to have questions about the services you're offering.